So Magnus with the white pieces, I believe furious after the loss.
Yeah, this might be the final match in this
French
team championship. All right.
French depends. C3, knight f6, e5, knight c2. Alright, this is a very sharp line. But knight c6, knight f3, this is not the usual. You normally white plays with f4 and then knight c6.
Yeah, it kind of plays a lot of pawn moves. Yeah, after knight f3, bishop e7. While Magnus keeps playing very fast.
So Adwani trying to make a draw with the white pieces against Nepo. I think he's going for like a kind of a very drawish line of the Petrov. They've already traded off the queens.
e3, e5, h4. So Magnus did not push the pawn to f4. a4, knight f4.
That's one of those like Magnusy systems, right? So he knows exactly what he's doing and it's a little bit different.
Yes.
So that the opponent has to figure out stuff.
Queen a5.
a5, so now...
Also a clever move. It's a typical move because now there is this pin. Sometimes this knight takes d4 is also in the air. Not just he takes d4.
Right, and you really need to play it right now, right? Because with bishop on e2, white would just castle or even go king f1 and there won't be anything.
So should we be going bishop d2 here for white?
Yeah, but then some queen b6 business appears.
I don't know.
Hey, that's
Yeah,
what
on the
happened.
board.
That's
Yes.
what happened. So now, well, b4 and b2 are hanging.
Well, Magnus doesn't want to go bishop c1.
Well, but this is a position where there is a lot of tension. Yeah, it's not a move that, not a position that you can just make moves and then take it from there. Very concrete.
Right, because he's not even close to getting castled. If he loses the b2 pawn, it'll be a problem. I wonder if he has like a better move than bishop c1.
And you could like kind of gamble all in by going bishop d3, but no, that's... I don't see it working.
Yeah. You give him
Also
too many
e5
pawns.
is hanging.
Yeah.
Yeah, now Magnus is falling way behind on the clock.
So even if he finds the way to continue, it will be dangerous too, right?
Yeah, then it's going to be like, does Arjun want the repetition, right? He might not after bishop c1.
Yeah. Speaking of how you get in trouble in the opening, right? By being...
French defense looks pretty good, and Arjun is the real specialist of this opening. He's been employing it a lot recently.
Yeah, Magnus going bishop c1, queen a5 blitzed out instantly. There is tremendous
interesting.
pressure. And
Really?
queen d2.
Wow, so Magnus is the one who plays for a win even though he is behind on the clock.
Way behind on the clock. 124 versus 240.
Interesting.
I'm not sure how simple is this endgame because knight b6, knight c4 comes. Black is actually doing absolutely fine. I would prefer black. Normally I'm loving white in the French, but this knight c4 is coming. It will be very easy play for white.
So it looks like Team India targets two boards, Magnus and Vadi.
Yes.
Because I just
Soft spots, yeah.
I just checked out the games and it's like either unclear or completely equal. And here we do lean towards Erigaisi.
Knight h5. Okay, knight h5 is good. Magnus understands that he's under pressure. He needs to act and he needs to act fast. It's a...
So can't black just castle here?
Yes,
King
but...
f8.
f8, wow.
King f8 is a bit surprising.
That's surprising. What's the plan for the rook on h8?
You are guaranteed.
Well, now rook h3. Yeah, but that's why he did not cast. He was afraid of some attack.
Well,
But the attack is coming anyway.
Yeah, and the queens are coming off the board, right? So it's really hard to tell why King f8 over castle should.
Look at the body language. Yeah, now Magnus is kind of relieved. He feels like he got a position after all.
Yeah,
But he's under a minute. There is tremendous pressure on him. He's under a minute, 58 seconds. He's looking around just to get a feeling what is going on other boards.
yeah, it's a dangerous thing to do because you're not going to understand much anyway. He can basically only see Nepo's board, and Nepo's like in some end game and
But
stuff.
he's trying to look further. But probably he understood that Maxi on
Yeah,
the top
it's-
3 boards.
it helps to be like on board 3 or something, so
Yes.
you can go both ways. Yeah, for
E6,
Magnus.
rook g3. Now it's good that he knows exactly that he can play by hand. G6, knight f6.
Knight f6, so what's now? One thing I realized that if the queen is ever unpinned, it's queen h6 and a check.
Oh wow.
Yes, checkmate. But now I think Arjun was going for bishop f6, ef, knight d7, going for this f6.
Yeah, maybe.
But then white will get beautiful compensation on the dark squares anyway. So yeah, he doesn't give up the bishop.
Goes knight
goes
d7
knight d7
right away.
Yeah, it's much better.
7 immediately. Is there anything Magnus can do?
But now the clock situation equaled out. Kind of knight g4 retreating.
g4, keeping more pieces.
Blocking h5.
And goes to e3. Knight.
But now the rook is kind of blocked on the third rank. The bishop is blocked so it can never reach the g5 diagonal. Knight c2.
c2. So many awkward moves, right?
Yeah, but they all make some sense. Yeah, if white ever gets this bishop out, then bishop gets to c3 and he's trying to control.
So finally the queens are
And
traded.
bishop is on g5.
Still feels pretty comfortable for black, no? I mean, like the knight has this b3 square.
Yes, but at least bishop is out on g5. Rook c8 played.
I have a crazy idea. Can we castle long?
Oh wow, he
Yes.
And
Wow.
king goes to b1, knight goes to b4.
Yes. Stability. He's looking around what happened.
That game probably ended in a draw. Or wait, no, it didn't. I don't think it ended in a draw. I think Nepo found a way. Yeah,
Yeah, Paul won. Yeah, because
Won.
Magnus actually nodded like, well done, good.
He found a way to win his opponent's bishop. That's surprising.
Bishop g5, knight g5. So there's also pressure on Arjun. If he sees this, then he might understand that he actually needs to play for a win against Magnus. It's crazy, but if Magnus wants, he can force a repetition with knight h7, but it's not his style.
Can we double check like the other boards if like Dim is doing well or
Yeah, well, let's see. I'll tell you how he's doing.
Magnus down to 16 seconds.
Vadim is worse. He's down a pawn. He's probably going to be down a pawn in a rook endgame. Yeah, so he's not doing great.
but not doing great.
Right, not doing great. Kastenyuk versus Dronovali is an absolutely crazy position, but I would just...
Wow, but now the transformation is great for Magnus. He has the control. Knight is on b4. Rook goes to f6.
Wow. At that time d5 is in the air.
d5 is in the air.
Even like d5, pawn takes, rook takes on d5.
Bishop d5 played.
Bishop d5.
King c2, king c3, very classy. Just bringing the king. The system cannot really upload as quickly as the...
Branov is actually doing well against Abdusatorov. He's up a pawn. He should win if things go the right way for him.
Oh, and now Magnus opens up a new front on the king side, wins the h-pawn. That's how it feels. Knight h7 wins the game, wins the exchange.
Narayanan is a piece up, by the way, against Duda.
Wow.
Pranav.
Magnus created a beautiful position for what he
Yeah,
had.
fantastic. Everything is harmonious. And then the rook even comes from behind to e8.
Nepo and Kostyuk have already won, so now Magnus, if he wins, he guarantees.
That WR become
Yeah.
the Blitz champion.
Okay, down to 3 cents, so he only has to watch out for his time. Any move is good.
Forcing the trade of the rooks. Yep. Becomes very technical.
And now he already accumulated some time.
Yeah, there's really no chances here for black.
Rook f2.
Yeah, just to make sure that no bishop e2 check trick appears.
Okay,
Yeah,
knight
that's it.
traded, king b5, and Magnus wins.
Okay.
Wow, what a game. It was a very big clash with lot of finesses. And a big congratulations from the captain, Jan Gustafsson. What a relief for the WR chess team, but there is still Abdusatorov blitzing there.